Hi, everyone. This is Lynn. It is a record from the couch kind of day. I've put my feet up. It's been a long week and I'm hung. Needless to say, it's also Hershey time. And I don't know if you can hear him, but he's purring loudly. He's a happy camper. Um, Earlier today, I saw a post on somebody else's channel, and it inspired me to do this reading with oracle cards, and that is somebody had lost somebody very important to them. Um, and I wanted to do a reading about grief and grieving, and perhaps that this could be an opportunity to connect with that spirit, that person that meant so very much to the person who remains, to connect that the spirit is still in their life and around them, even if no longer in physical form. And my hope is also that the messages that I share today, from the cards that I pull and share with you, will help you connect and that they will be meaningful for you. Okay, let me pause for a moment and I'm going to pull from the first deck. I used a pendulum and got a number of different decks that came up. So this may be a little longer than I had originally planned out in my head. And if it is, it is. And if it goes quickly, it goes quickly. Regardless, I hope that you will take meaning from it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so the first deck that I'm going to use is the Halloween Oracle. Um, and I pulled three cards from this one. The first one is the Owl, wise seeing and wise action. And each of these have a greater meaning, a reading in the book, and I'll do that in just a moment. Next is the jack-o'-lantern that represents protection. And finally, we have the veil or the future. Let's start with the owl. There's a short poem at the start of each of these, so I'll read them to you. Silent winged and wise, all-seeing creature of the night, show me the way, I will follow you in flight. Owls have for thousands of years been part of folklore and have been considered a special or sacred animal. With their huge forward-facing eyes and otherworldly appearance, they have been seen as both wise and as harbingers of the supernatural. There are many hundreds of species of owls, and almost all are nocturnal and carnivorous. Interestingly, they all have specially designed feathers that enable them to fly silently at night, giving them an incredible hunting advantage, sort of like having stealth mode. Many deities were said to be able to change into owls, and perhaps the most famous was the Greek goddess Athena, who was famous for her strategy and intelligence. To this very day, the capital city of Greece, Athens, has Athena's owl as its symbol. Should the hooting owl come looking for you this Halloween, it indicates the need for wise counsel or further information before you make a decision. Considered action is warranted. Think before you act emotionally, and ensure you think strategically, not impulsively. And behind us, we have Jade, the cat. She has much to say, but she usually keeps it on the inside. Oh, that's not true. No, she lets us know what she wants. Me. That's how she meows at us. All right. Jack-o'-lantern, protection. Oh Jack, let me carve my protection. Shine your fire outwards, evil rejection and reflection. Halloween wouldn't be the same without the carving of pumpkins into scary jack-o'-lanterns. Glowing menacingly from porches, dinner tables, and porches everywhere, jacks actually have a rich history and a spiritual bent. The original term for jack-o'-lanterns was will-o'-the-wisp, an old British term. The will-o'-the-wisp was a small bundle of sticks used as a flame or torch. The Celts, the Irish, and by the way, that's the dog chewing. None of the humans in this house eat like that. The Celts, the Irish, and those living in the Scottish Highlands all carved winter vegetables, not just pumpkins, but also parsnips, carrots, or beets. The time around Samhain was, of course, when the Fae and goblins were said to be roaming wild, and so the lanterns were intended to be both scary, scaring off the undesirable, and to light the way in the dark. Today, carving pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns has become an art in itself and a true icon of Halloween. Intricate designs, both scary and funny, can be found in almost every home that celebrates the holiday. Both electric light and candles now illuminate the inside of the lanterns. Know that you are protected and that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and that the universe supports you in this should Jack shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. And finally, we have the veil. Okay, the veil. Whoop, there we go. There is a misty curtain that divides us all, the veil that this night thins. Transparent the weave becomes, and the future no longer dims. The ancient Celts used to call the time of the longest night of the year Samhain. They believed that there was a misty veil that separated the world of the dead and the living. But on two nights of the year, Samhain and Beltane, which is the shortest night of the year, that the veil would thin. The fineness of the veil meant the ancestors were closer than ever, and even the gods would be close. This would mean that communication from the dead were more likely to occur, and that divination, where the divine spirit speaks through something, me if I'm invited to that party, would be more effective. So while using this oracle as the veil lifts, know that the other worlds are close. Listen in particular to what messages may come. Uh, Listen in particular to what messages may come forth around your future. Look to what you want to happen. Plan, set intentions, think big. Okay, so that was the first deck that I pulled from. The second one is the Akashic Truth Oracle card deck, which is this. And since my husband is sitting directly next to me, he wants me to share with you that this is his deck of cards. If you've not been around much, or if you're new to the channel, how's that? There we go. Let me use that wording instead. If you're fairly new to the channel, my husband and I We're a little bit dorky. Um, we play back and forth like this all the time. Yeah, a little bit dorky. So, you know. All right. So, from this deck, I was instructed to pick three cards. And by instructed, what I do is I hold the deck in my hands. I literally go through each and every card in the deck and I hear yes, no in my head. If it's a yes, I drop it down. Then I put the rest of the cards back into the box that they came in or the bag that I have them in, whatever. And then I loop them up again. I pick them all up again and I go through them again to hear that yes, no. Because sometimes what I hear as a yes the first time around becomes a no. So anyway, at the end of that process, what I got out of this one is three cards. The first one is expand. Let me hold that up. It's not easy to see. See if I can. No, it's not easy to see. All right, that's okay. I'll read it anyway. Um, you're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. Next, we have obligation. Stop telling yourself you should. When you cater to others or to unnecessary expectations of yourself, you stop your flow of abundance. I think so since these cards are all about grief and grieving loss of a loved one, for me this obligation comes in the form of, well, you should grieve your lost loved one this way. Grief is unique to everybody. We all grieve in our own way, in our own time. And that grief ebbs and flows. And at the very beginning, oh my God, it is so numbing. It's just numbing. There is no better word for it. Everything just feels very shades of gray for a while. And that first year, I feel like that first year of grief and loss is the hardest one. It is, it impacts every area of your life. And the only thing that I can say to that is it does get easier. It doesn't necessarily always get better, but it does get easier. You will find a point where you'll laugh again. You find a point where you can enjoy your time with friends. But when loss is brand new, it feels like that's never going to come back. And I'm saying that, yes, it will come back. Yeah, it will take time. You don't have any obligation for that to happen anytime soon. Grieve in your own way. At the same time, I have been to funerals where I have laughed. And years ago when I planned my own funeral, um, my goal was to, um, no, sir, you're not coming up. Thank you. The other cat wants to, yeah, he is coming up. All right. So, anyway, the other, yeah, oh my gosh, she really, come on, sir. This is not effective. Thank you. All right. If you're gonna do this, you're gonna be in my space the way I want you to be. Um, thank you. So there's no obligation to grieve any other way than what's right for you. What I started to say was years ago when I planned my own funeral, what I had intended to plan, what I had planned was that I would be in the coffin in a nightgown with a bag of cookies in one hand and the remote control in the other. And then my oldest brother passed away, and all that just kind of went, oh no, that's not for me. Um, so now I just want to be cremated and either put my ashes in an organic urn that will return my ashes to earth, or put them in an urn and on a shelf. I don't care what. I'm done. That's not part of my spirit. So I don't take any of this with me when I go there. Um, so my whole point to that is that there's no obligation to grieve in a way somebody else says that you should. And all the five different phases of grieving that come, that go. It's like this, this wheel. And one day you're in turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right. And the next one you're turning left, turning left, turning left. And another day you're going forward, and then another you're in reverse all day. It's all okay. That is all normal for the grieving process. So set aside those you shoulds and just go with this is. All right. And then finally, we have depleted. And yes, if you're grieving, you will feel depleted. It is exhausting to go through the grieving process. You are ever giving and not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate. Reevaluate your relationships and commitments, or you may soon risk your health deteriorating in some way. Understand that health is encompassing physical and mental health. If you are grieving, I cannot begin to recommend enough grief counseling, whether that be done online with a group of others who have walked the same path and been on the same journey. Um, Whether you have something else in common with them or not, what you have in common is loss of a loved one. And they can trigger you, or they can heal you, or they can do both. But being able to talk with others who've been on the same journey means that you get their perspective if they've been on the journey longer than you. And so you get to see their coping mechanisms and determine whether they, meaning the coping mechanisms, might be helpful for you or not. It's it's just an opportunity to share and to be in community with others. So, all right, let me pause for a moment and go on to the next deck. I'll be right back. Okay, so the deck that I'm using for this part is called the Healing Spirit Oracle. Here, Healing Spirits Oracle. And I pulled 4 cards from it. Each of these cards have a deeper meaning that I'll be reading from the book in a moment. The first one is Be Like Your Spirit Guide. Next, we have There is so much more to you than you think. Then You Came to Serve. And finally, the first step is taken. You have asked for help. All right, so let me read these cards. There is a number on each of these cards. This one is number 1, and that's the you've asked for help is number 1. You came to serve is number 23. If you do numerology, that reduces to a 5. There is so much more to you than you think is number 44. And I'm not sure if in numerology if that is reduced to 8 or if it's left as 44. I'm Numerology is not my thing, but I'm reading the numbers because they're small. And then be like your spirit guide is number 16, which reduces to 7. All right, so let me read each of these meanings for you. Okay. If any of you ever publish an oracle deck and a guidebook to go with it, please remember that some of the people who will read these are old. This font is tiny and I'm old. Hey, let's try this anyway. This world can be full of judgment and jealousy, and it is easy to get dragged into problems that are not your own. Remember that you have a true friend in the spirit world who only wants the best for you and who will guide you away from such negativities if you allow them to do so. When you are between a rock and a hard place, do what your guide would do and lead by example. Your guide is showing you that you can rise above petty things and bring more spiritual action to the situation. Okay, next is there's so much more to you than you think, which is card 44. Some people believe they were born to be one thing or another, but others get a sense that there is more to them than just one aspect. Your mind and body are reaching out for new things and exciting experiences now. Guardian spirits are reminding you that you have many undiscovered gifts, and now would be a good time to allow them to come forward. Share your precious gifts with the world. Remember, there is no such thing as coincidence. The signs that keep turning up in your life are all saying the same thing. It's in you. So go for it. Okay, you came to serve, which is card number 23. In your life, you have come through dark times and have experienced enough to be able to choose whether to offer your gifts to others. In your heart, you know that everything you have overcome has been a part of the journey that has brought you to this very moment. Your spirit guide has watched over you and is telling you that you are now ready to use your gifts and share them with the world. For everything you have come through has taught you grace and wisdom that you must share. Remember, the one who serves others is served by the highest spirit of all. And then finally, the first step is taken. You have asked for help. So many people don't know how to ask for help or have never even considered asking healing spirits for assistance when they are feeling low. But it is the easiest thing to do. Simply say, "Please, Spirit, will you help me?" Spirit healers and helpers will soon be in your energy and working to lift you up again. Take a moment each day to feel their healing energy in your life and allow yourself to be balanced and regenerated by their healing balm. It is also important that you learn to give thanks when you do this practice. If you ask from the heart, it shall be given. Okay, so I picked up this deck. Um, this is called the Oracle of the Phoenix. And I went through all the cards and I'm getting, you need this deck. But then when I went through all the cards, none none said yes. And so I thought, okay, why do I need this deck if none of the cards that side eye was for my husband. Perhaps he could mute his phone. Mm. um and so I'm compelled to tell you the meaning of the phoenix. The phoenix as a mother tears at her own belly to bleed in order to feed her young. She gives her everything, her love, her backbreaking work, her guidance, all the things that parents will do for their children. And in giving that love, they take from themselves almost to the point of full depletion sometimes. And whoever is coming through for this message for me, they want me to tell you, take for you. Whether that needs to be taking some vacation or sick time from work so you can go and heal yourself. Um, Putting up the boundaries that I talked about earlier. For some reason, I'm getting the sense that throughout this entire video, that there are some challenges with safety in the home. And I'm going to let you read between the lines on that. And they want you to do whatever that takes to be safe for yourself. All right, I'm going to finish the reading off with the last deck of cards, and this is the Angel Number Oracle cards. Give me a moment. I'm going to do a quick shuffle of these and pull them, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so the last cards that I have are from the Angel Numbers Oracle deck, Oracle cards, excuse me. The first one that I have is 0330. And what this says is sudden challenges, divine intervention, sudden challenges, pleasant surprises, gut feeling. This number serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you most. It's possible that something could rock your boat, but you'll end up exactly where you belong, which could be in somebody's arms, your dream job, or abroad, etc. Next, we have 1919. Gratitude, shift, enthusiasm, gratitude, contentment, new experiences. An ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Of course, a lovely partnership or an epic romance is also in the cards. Not a card I would associate with this reading, but who knows? I believe that the divine is directing this. So, somewhere, somehow, these numbers and the meanings of these cards will resonate with someone. Next, we have 1234. Connection, personal growth, oneness, and manifesting goals, connection, and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then, expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. And finally, we have 777. Inspired action, intuition, beauty, art, and socializing. Get some fresh air or call some of your friends over. Take a look around you. There is so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project, or you may go on a date. Put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. In terms of this reading, I feel like this particular card, actually, I felt this from a number of different cards throughout this reading, is that the things that happen to us in life, whether they be good or bad, on the surface, out of everything, something good comes. Even the most difficult, darkest moments of life, there is some form of a silver lining there somewhere. And to this, I want to talk about all the number of parents who have gotten involved in or created a charity foundation or a knowledge foundation because of the circumstances of how their child passed, or the number of people who have contributed funds or the time and volunteered to, maybe help somebody who had breast cancer, or to help at hospitals, or to give to foundations that help those who have some form of cancer. All the things that happen to us in life can motivate us to help others on the same journey. And I feel like a number of these cards are encouraging you, whoever you is hearing this message, are encouraging you to pursue that when you're ready. Not beforehand. Don't push yourself. Don't should yourself. Feel the feelings that you have. Let them be seen. And I will say this, there are some really amazing books out there about grief and grieving, but doing some shadow work and letting go is a really great book. Don't, nope, I don't have that here with me. Um, there's a book called Letting Go, and it comes with an oracle deck. And the book has journaling prompts with it that help take you through some of the steps of finding your way forward, no matter what the traumatic event was, whether it was expected or not expected. Even the most expected passings, the most expected endings can still cause you grief, can still take you through all those stages of grief. And men and women often exhibit those emotions differently. Um, One of my friends' husbands, when he is grieving, he is extremely angry. And she said, he's been biting my head off all day. And I'm like, he's grieving. And at first, when she messaged me that, she said something along the lines of, you know, I want to snap back at him, not realizing that that was the symptoms of grief. For women, it could, the same thing. We can be angry, we can be sad, we can be sobbing, we can be happy, we can remember them in love no matter what. Um, there are moments where the people who've passed on are people, mm, thankfully, you don't have to deal with them anymore in human form. And yes, that was an orb that just went by. Um, and that person, I know exactly who that is because I was speaking about him. Um, it's like, okay, I don't have to deal with you in real life, but that person brought lessons to me, important lessons. And they were a very difficult part of my life. Hmm. It's taken me a good 10 years to say this, but oh, God, I don't know that I can really do it. Yes, I can. I'm grateful for the lessons that were brought. Thank you. I've had enough. There we go. There we go. Anyway, I am going to end this on that note. I'm going to encourage you to find some kind of grieving support. Please know that your loved one, when they cross over, they just take on a spirit form. And when Jane is in a position of returning to do a video, we both want to talk about the people in our lives who have passed and experiences that we've had as they've passed um, that are incredibly beautiful. But then also how they've come back and visited us and shown us that they're here. With my mom, when my mom passed, right before she passed, we talked about, actually, I played a song for her, Israel. Um, I cannot pronounce his last name. It's Hawaiian and it starts with a K and it's somewhere over the rainbow. And so my mom brings me rainbows. My dad plays a song by Mike and the Mechanics called In the Living Years. My grandma leaves coins on the ground. My brother, I smell cigarette smoke with him. There's so many different ways that my loved ones come and remind me that they're with me still. Your loved ones will do the same if you ask them to. If you tell them what you want to see, what you need to see, to know that they are safe on the other side and that they're still with you. And, sometimes you got to look for it. Like for me, with my mom, with rainbows, I would see the word rainbow. Um, drove by a street I had been driving by for many, many years and had never looked at the sign, never Rainbow Avenue. Um, or Rainbow Drive, I guess it was. Cul-de-sac. I don't know. It doesn't but the name sorry, the name of the street was Rainbow. Seeing rainbows in the sky, and my husband's mom passed away a year ago now, right? A little over a year ago, not this past January, the one before. And um since then we see a lot of double rainbows. So it's his mom and my mom coming through. We, you know, feel there are so many ways that your loved ones will tell you that they're with you. And know that they continue that love, and it is so not judgmental. Um, you are loved, you are accepted as you are. You are having a human experience, and that is magical. You have the strength to get through this. You have the ability to get through this. It gets better. It takes time, but it does get better. Okay? That's it for me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate your watching. I know this is kind of a longer video for me, but I knew that the messages were important. So feel free to comment if you wish. Know that my thoughts are with you. All right. Okay. That's it for me. Thank you. Bye bye.